If you want to host a game server for your friends, you shouldn't have to pay a monthly subscription, and you definitely shouldn't have to open ports on your router and expose your home network. There is a much better way. Today we are going to build a clean, professional game server right on your own hardware by combining Pelican Panel with Tailscale, a secure zero-trust private tunnel. You don't have to forward a single port on your router. Now, to be straight with you, nothing on the internet is ever 100% risk-free. You should always use caution, but this is the exact setup I run for all my own private servers, and it's been solid for me. It keeps the server completely invisible to the public internet. Only you and friends you explicitly invite can even see it exists. By the end of this video, you will have a fully working private cloud gaming server. And to show you exactly how it works, I will walk you through two live examples at the end, setting up one free game and one paid game, running entirely on your own hardware. I highly recommend setting this server up on a different separate machine running Linux Mint or Ubuntu. We will go over the full system requirements in just a second. To pull this off, our server needs a specific piece of software. First, Tailscale. This is our secure tunnel. It completely bypasses your home router and connects your friend directly to the machine. Second is Pelican Panel. This is the brain. It's the sleek web dashboard where you will actually manage your servers and click start. And third is Wings, powered by Docker. This is the muscle. It runs quietly in the background, downloading the game files and keeping everything running smoothly. Now, what kind of machine do you need to run this? You need a 64-bit CPU running Linux Mint or Ubuntu 24. You need a bare minimum of 4 GB of RAM. But if you want to run heavy games like Palworld or modded Minecraft World, you really want 8 GB or more. And finally, because game servers need to stay online, you should really install this on secondary dedicated PC or a virtual machine so it can run 24/7 without interrupting your main computer. Let's open the terminal and install the tunnel. Phase 1 is building our secure tunnel. Open your terminal and paste this single command. This grabs the official Tailscale software and installs it. Once it finishes, type sudo tailscale app. It will give you an authentication link. Hold Ctrl and click it to open your browser. Log in, hit connect, and quickly click through the setup survey. Now this next step is crucial. By default, Tailscale forces your machine to re-authenticate every 6 months. We are building a 24/7 server, so we want to turn that off. Click the 3 dots next to your machine and select Disable Key Expiry. Next, click your machine's IP address to copy your free magic domain name. It ends in ts.net. Go to the DNS tab, scroll down and enable HTTPS. Now back to the terminal. Pelican requires a secure padlock connection to work properly. Run this command to pull your new SSL certificate directly into your Linux system. Just make sure to replace your domain part with the address you just copied. Our tunnel is officially complete and secure. Let's move on. Phase 2 is setting up the Firewall and Core software. Our secure tunnel is running, but Linux has its own simple firewall. We just need to open a few safe ports so everything works perfectly. First, install UFW if it's not already there. A quick heads up, if you are controlling this machine remotely using an SSH app like Termius or PUTTY, type this command first so you don't get disconnected. Now let's open the ports we need. I left a comment in the written guide in the description explaining exactly what each port does. In short, these ports are what let Tailscale, the web dashboard, and your games all work smoothly. If the firewall isn't on yet, turn it on now. You'll see it's now activate and enabled. Everything stays private and secure thanks to Tailscale. Now we need to install the web server and the programming language that Pelican runs on. Quick note, if you're on older system like Ubuntu 22, you must run this repository command first to get the latest PHP versions. Then paste this install command, it grabs Nginx, PHP, and a few downloaded tools. Hit enter and let it download. Finally, turn the PHP engine on. With the software installed, let's download download the panel. Paste these commands to create a folder and download the last Pelican release. Next, we install Composer, which sets up Pelican's internal code libraries. If you see any warning about outdated dependencies here, just ignore them. Now we set up the core environment. Run this command. This command silently generates a master encryption key. Run this line to show it. If you ever lose this key, your panel's dashboard becomes unreadable. Copy it and save it in a safe space like your password manager. Finally, run these two commands to give our web server permission to read the files we just downloaded. Phase 6. We have our secure tunnel and we have our web server. Now we need to connect them. Run these two commands to delete the default settings and open a blank configuration file. Next, paste this entire block of code from the written guide. This tells the server to force a secure HTTPS connection using the Tailscale certificates we downloaded earlier. There's two lines you need to change here. Find the two lines that say server name and replace the placeholder with your exact ts.net domain. Do it for port 80 and scroll down slightly to do it for port 443. Save and exit with Ctrl-O and Ctrl-X. Before we bring the server online, paste these four commands. This gives Nginx permission to actually read those Tailscale certificates. Our tunnel is now 100% complete and safe. Finally, run these last two commands to enable the new configuration and restart the web server. Phase 7. The code is done. It's time to actually set up the dashboard. Open your browser and navigate to your Tailscale domain followed by /installer. Step 1 checks if we installed our software correctly, so click Next. On step 2, make sure your app URL is exactly your HTTPS domain and create your admin account. For steps 3, 4 and 5, just accept the defaults. We want SQLite, no extra eggs right now, and file system cache. Stop at step 6. This one is critical. Database is already selected by default, so just open your terminal back up. Paste the two commands that the browser shows you. On that second command, when it prompts you, just hit enter 3 times. We are leaving this blank to accept the defaults www.data user, which is exactly what our web server needs. Jump back to the browser, toggle the confirmation box and click Next. For step 7, pick file system, click Finish and welcome to your new control panel. Phase 8. The dashboard is our brain, but it needs muscles to actually build and run the game servers. That muscle is Wings, and it uses Docker to isolate everything. Type cd tilde to go to the home folder. Paste this first command to install Docker. It takes a minute, so just let it do its thing. Next, paste this block of commands. This creates the correct folders and downloads the Wings engine directly to your machine. And that's it, the muscle is installed. Phase 9. It's time to connect the brain to the muscle. Open your Pelican dashboard and click Create First Node in Pelican. Give it a name, and for the domain name, paste your exact Tailscale address. Make sure communication is set to HTTPS and the daemon port is 8080. Leave the advanced limit on default and hit Create. Now you will notice an auto deploy button. Do not use it. We are doing this manually because the auto script assumes you have standard web certificates, and with Tailscale it just won't work. So just copy the configuration code block right here on the screen. Go back to your terminal and open the config file by typing sudo nano followed by the file path. Paste the code in, but we have to make one critical fix. Find the two lines for cert and key. Change them to point exactly to our Tailscale certificates. Save and exit with Ctrl-O and Ctrl-X. Let's test if it works. Run sudo wings debug. Watch the text. If you see continuous stream of status 200, congratulations. The dashboard is successfully talking to the engine. Hit Ctrl-C to stop it. Phase 10. We need the Wings engine to run automatically in the background even if the machine restarts. Run this command to create a new service file. Paste this exact configuration block, save it and exit, and power it on by running sudo systemctl enable now Wings. Now go back to your browser and look at the nodes page. Now that heart stays red at first. The panel only syncs with the engine every few minutes, so just give it about 5 minutes and it will turn green. Phase 11. Your node needs to know which ports is allowed allowed to assign to games. Click on your main node, then go down to the allocation section. Click the globe icon to add new ports. For IP address, type 0000, and for the ports, type 27015-27030. Click submit. The core of our server is officially finished, but before we install any games, there is one critical maintenance step. Those Tailscale certificates expire every 90 days. If they do, your panel will stop working. Let's automate the renewal so you never have to think about it. Type sudo crontab-e. If it asks you to pick text editor, just press 1 and hit enter to use nano. Scroll down to the very bottom and paste this exact line, replacing the domain with your own. This runs a background check twice a month, automatically renews the certificates, and cleanly restarts Nginx and Wings. Save and exit, and let's install some games. Alright, quick but important note before we install any games. Every single game has its own little quirks and egg settings. Setting up Minecraft is totally different for Valheim, which is different from Core Keeper, and so on. I obviously can't show you how to set up every single game in one video, so I'm going to walk you through two real-world examples step by step. One completely free game and one paid game. This way you will understand the general process and be able to set up pretty much any other game on your own afterwards. To show you exactly how this all comes together, I'm going to demonstrate how to set up an Unturned server, which is a free Steam game. Phase 12. Before Pelican can run a game, it needs a recipe called an egg. To know how to install it, click eggs on the left sidebar, then click the import button at the top. Keep GitHub selected, click the Steam CMD tab, find Unturned, check the box and hit submit. Phase 13. Let's actually create the server. Go to servers and click new server. Give it a name, select your main node and select your admin user as the owner. For the primary allocation, choose port 27015. Steam games often use multiple ports to work properly. So click the drop down to select 27016, click add allocation and do it again for 27017. Click the next arrow and select the Unturned egg we just downloaded. Scroll down and you will see a required box for a GSLT. Free games use this game server login token to prove to the master servers you aren't a spam bot. Go to the Steam developer page, link in the description, and create a new token. Unturned app ID is 304930. Go back to Pelican and paste the token right into the box. You can also set a server password right below it if you want. Click the next arrow, set your memory limit to 2048 and disk space to 4000. A quick tip, change your backups from 0 to 1 or 2. This is a lifesaver if you want to install mods later and need to prevent the game from breaking. Click the create button at the bottom. Click our new server to open the console. You will see the Wings engine automatically downloading the files directly from Steam. Now give it a minute until the status changes to running. So now the server is running, but how do your friend are actually can join? Because we built a zero trust private cloud, absolutely no one can join unless they are in your Tailscale network. Go to your Tailscale dashboard, click share on your server and send that exact link to your friends. This part is very important. They have to click that link, create their own free Tailscale account and install the Tailscale app on their computer. Tailscale works on all major operating systems. It's a quick install on Windows or Mac, and we already covered the Linux setup earlier. Once they do that, just copy your server's Tailscale IP address. They open Unturned, hit play, and go to connect. They paste your Tailscale IP, type in port 27015, and they will tunnel straight to the server. Now let's take a look at a paid title like Core Keeper. Go to eggs, click import, find Core Keeper under the Steam CMD tab and hit submit. Go to the servers tab on the sidebar and click new server. Give it a name. Because our first server is already using port 27015 through 27017, we will choose 27018 as our primary allocation. Click next, choose the Core Keeper egg. Unlike some other paid games, Core Keeper specifically does not require your Steam username or password to download download the server files. Just scroll down and click Next. I will set up my memory to 2048, the disk space to 4000, and add one backup. Then press the plus button down below to create the server. Go to the Servers tab and wait until it hits the running status. The server will generate a secure password for you automatically. Go to Files on the sidebar, look for gameinfo.txt and open it. Inside you will see your server information. You will also see your public IP address. Don't worry, the server is not exposing you. The game software just automatically pings the internet to ask what its IP is. Because your router and Tailscale are blocking all outside traffic, it is completely safe. Just ignore it. Copy the password you see in the file and share it with your friends. To log in, open Core Keeper and click Join Game. Select Join via IP, enter the Tailscale IP address of the server, enter port 27018 that we allocated earlier, and paste the password from the text file. Click Connect and you are in. And that's it. You now have a professional grade gaming panel running on your own hardware with a secure tunnel that only you and your friends can access. If you ever want to shut everything down and revert your system to exactly how it was before, I've included a full uninstallation guide in the description. It will walk you through removing the files and closing the firewall ports we opened today. This setup is 100% private, it's significantly faster than traditional port forwarding, and best of all, it costs you nothing. If you found this useful, go ahead and explore the library of game eggs and start building your own private gaming hub. Also, if you got stuck or need help with any of the steps, just write a comment below and I will try to help you out. Thanks for watching.